Now, I love a good peanut butter cookie, and seldom do I find the one that just really hits my funny bone. I love a peanut butter cookie that's all about the peanut butter. You know, I don't want chips in it, I don't want nuts in it, I just want a peanut butter cookie, and I want it to be gooey. So last year I got all OCD and I cooked hundreds of peanut butter cookies, batch after batch after batch, and this is what I finally came up with to satisfy my palate. So let me start out. I have a ridiculous blender that is too small. So I'm gonna split this all up into, I've got a double, I'm gonna make a big batch of these because I'm a double batch because I'm gonna be I'm taking this to a party. But the ingredients on this, so I'm gonna do it twice. I've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I use this Hungarian high altitude flour because I'm at high altitude, I'm in Colorado, but any all-purpose flour will work. 1.5 cups of that. I've got 1/2 cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of white sugar or granular sugar. I like using the organic because it's got a slightly different texture that I think it makes for the cookie doesn't spread out as much in the pan, but that's my preference. You can do whatever you want. Normally it would call for 1 egg. Because I'm doubling this, that would be 2, and because I'm at high altitude, I've added a 3rd egg to it. I've got half a teaspoon of baking powder and a rounded 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I like the kosher thick grain salt. I like those little bursts but any salt will work. A cup of peanut butter, and I use a heaping cup of peanut butter. Look at that, it's heaping. Because like I said, it's all about the peanut butter. And then we're gonna put about a little bit less than a tablespoon of vanilla. That was almond, I'm not doing almond. I'm doing vanilla extract. And I use non-alcoholic because I don't drink. I don't know the difference, but it doesn't have alcohol, which is good for me. I have enough impulse control issues without adding alcohol to the mix. And then, of course, a stick of butter. The butter you want to be nice and soft, but not melted. And the eggs I let sit out on the counter for a couple of hours so that they're room temperature. All right, so I am gonna get rolling. The method I have found, because we're going to be cooking these all at the same time, and Roxanne likes them gooey. So I don't want to have one gooey and one crunchy, which means the more uniform I can make these cookies, the better they're going to cook up and the more uniform they're going to come out. So my method is to use just a regular old ice cream scoop, and I pack it until it's full, and I put it on a piece of tin foil. This is an intricate process, gang, and I do a whole row of these. Okay, so that double batch made 47 little round balls, which are going to turn into 47 delicious gooey peanut butter cookies. So I'm going to reuse my little aluminum foil here and just rest these over the top. I'm going to seal them in a little bit and stick it in the refrigerator. And we will reconvene in the morning and bake these bad boys. Okay, good morning. Welcome back for the second half of the peanut butter cookie, Great American Peanut Butter Cook-Off. We've got cookie balls, we've got a pan, we've got a bowl, we have coffee, all essential French press. Look at that, you can see the oil slick on the top. I could leave these on here all day long. I only have 2 baking pans, and I would like to be putting everything in at the same temperature, taking it out at the same temperature, have the dough be the same temperature, so that if I cook one batch of them and they're too crispy, or I don't know how they can be too doughy, but if they are, I can adjust and all the other factors are the same. So I'm going to put all these little balls into a bowl that I can keep in the fridge, so that the temperature of the dough itself is consistent. They're nice and firm and hard now because they've been there overnight. And I'm doing this because I want to free up this second pan so that I've got that consistency. I've got one prepared while the other one is ready to go. This one is just a little bit too small, so I better try it. Peanut buttery, smooth, delicious. You know, I could just make these dough balls and not cook them. Dirty secret. All right, I'll be back once I've got this dressed, and we're preheating the oven to 350. I've lined this with aluminum. You could use parchment paper if you want, that would work just fine. And then arrange the cookies. And if I were making some other type of cookie that I knew was going to spread out, I might not put as many on here. I've got 11. But these are not going to spread out much. They're going to be these just little dense chunks of peanut butter cookie. So this will be fine. I'm going to put this in the oven on the middle rack at 350 for 9 minutes. See you when they come out. Okay, so all the cookies are baked now. They're all cooling, and I've slid some of them over onto another piece of tin foil for room. But I'm going to let these cool thoroughly, especially when they're this gooey. You can see here how these ones are a little bit mashed when I slid them off. They're really kind of like that when they first come out of the heat. So I'm going to leave them all here for, I don't know, an hour maybe 2, to cool and set all the way up, and we'll have a little taste test. I know how they're going to taste, but I'm going to give them. Okay, so here is the taste test. So here's what it looks like done. See, it's kind of like a little round glob. You can see the bottom has got a little bit of browning on it for a really gooey, yeah, baby.